Good afternoon. We are the last group who will going to present the last topic, which is the quality assurance of tourism products and services. So the first lesson to be tackled is the quality assurance. Quality assurance covers the accreditation and certification for tourism accommodation and other tourism facilities, tourism workforce, educational institutions, and undergraduate programs in tourism and hospitality management. So quality assurance can only be implemented effectively in properties who have support from the top, have adequate resources, and have an effective quality committee and training department. So under or in the service industry, quality assurance is simply a matter of having employees take ownership. Just for example, in the next slide, the other side is the consistent delivery of products and the other side is the guest service according to expected standard. So why quality assurance is important in the tourism industry? So quality assurance is essential for organization in the travel and hospitality industry to ensure customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is one of the aiming in the tourism and hospitality management, and moving on, the operation efficiency and cost savings. So the implementation of quality assurance can lead to improvements in all aspects of the business operations. So moving on to the next lesson to be tackled is the accreditation or certification. Here in the slide is specify the meaning of the accreditation and certification. First one is accreditation, means an intensive verification of a process of certification, while the certification a third-party assessment of the tourism enterprise or destination to a standard. So here are the example. A certification issued by the department to a tourism enterprise that officially recognized it as having complied with the minimum standards for the operation of tourism facilities and services. So, what are the essence of having accreditation or certification? Well, accreditation and certification assures other of the quality that a product, service, or individual can provide. Many people use the terms interchangeably, but important distinction exists between them. Moving on, the last I will be tackled is the Philippine Tourism Accreditation System. So the system of tourism accreditation in the Philippines has changed from being controlled by the DOT or the Department of Tourism to voluntary accreditation to a hybrid system. So, the Tourism Act of 2009 RA number 9593 introduced the mixed system mandatory accreditation for primary tourism, secondary tourism, renerises or PTE, and voluntary assent DOT accreditation to the LGUs, which will issue their license to operate. So, who may apply for the DOT accreditation? First is the accommodation establishments. Under this, the hotel, resort, apartment hotel, mabuhay accommodation, homestay. Next, the travel and tour services. Under this is a travel and tour agency, travel agency, tour operator, online travel agency. The next one is the tourist transport operators. Under this is a tourist land transport operator, tourist water transport operator, tourist air transport operator, motorized bangka. Next is the meetings, incentives, convention, and exhibitions, or the MIC or the MICE. Under this is the MICE organizer, MICE facility or venue. Next is the adventure or sports and ecotourism facilities. And the last one is the tourism frontliner. Under this is the tour guide. Moving on to the next lesson.
Benefits of DOT accreditation. According to DOT, accreditation provides the following advantages. First is endorsement to COMELEC for exemption from liquor ban during election-related events to accommodation establishments and restaurant. Second, endorsement to embassies, travel trade association for utilization of establishments, facilities, and services. Third, being prioritized for DOT training programs. Fourth is endorsement to international and domestic airports, if appropriate, for issuance of access pass to qualified personnel of tour operators and accommodation establishment. Fifth is qualification for exemption from the United Vehicular Volume Reduction Program or UVVRP of the Metro Manila Development Authority or MMDA for tourist land transport operators. Sixth is endorsement to land transportation franchising and regulatory board or LTFRB for issuance of tourist transport franchise for tourists and transport operators. And lastly, other technical, security, or facilitation assistance. Administrations of the OT accreditation. The Office of Tourist Standards and Regulations under the Undersecretary for Tourism Regulation, Coordination, and Resource Generation is in charge of formulating the accreditation standards, while the regional offices monitor the establishments for compliance and enforce the accreditation standards. The enforcement of the OT accreditation as a requirement for local business license rests on the LGUs. The accreditation process in general entails these steps. First is self-assessment. 2. Filing of application. 3rd, submissions of documentary requirements. 4th is inspection by DOT designated inspectors. And lastly, receipt of accreditation. The past has 3 types of accreditation, which is the basic registration, regular registration, and premium accreditation. Basic registration is a 1-year registration where only a valid permit is required, while the regular accreditation where the accreditation will be valid for 2 years, and premium accreditation where the tourism enterprise will be rated for quality by third-party evaluators with a validity of 3 years.
So the next topic is voluntary accreditation. So what is voluntary accreditation? As a process, accreditation is voluntary based on the principle of academic self-governance. It is also a quality assurance and ecological process under which an institution and or programs, quality surveys, and operation are examined through self-evaluation and external review by one pairs. So there are 2 types of accreditation requirements: secondary tourism enterprise and requirements. Secondary tourism enterprise, department store, agritourism farm and facility, restaurant, specialty shops, museum, gallery, tourism recreational facility. For requirements, general requirements for accreditation, and tourism training center, last of DOT approved training program modules. So dive shop, valid accreditation certificate from the Philippines Commission on Sports Scuba Diving. Ecotourism facility, it's located in a protected area. Memorandum of agreement with the Protected Area Management Board or Wildlife Bureau, which is applicable. So accreditation fees vary by 2 types of tourism establishment and class of accreditation, whether basic, regular, or premium, or star rated. So the example schedule of accreditation fees for the accommodation sector is shown in the following table from whdata.tourism.gov.ph. So schedule of accreditation fees for accommodation sectors. Classification: 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star. So regular, mabuhay, and homestay. For basics, by 500 by in mabuhay. For homestay, kay NA. Regular 2,000. For mabuhay is 1,400. So for homestay is 600. For star rating is 8,500, 7,500, 6,500, 5,400, even 4,500. For premium is 2,100 and 900. Besides the accreditation fee, the accommodation establishment also pay for accreditation sticker and plaque. If a hotel, resort, or apartment hotels want to reassess either to comply or move up to a higher classification, it has to pay 30,000. For mabuhay and homestay facilities, the reassessment fee is only 5,000 pesos. For loss certificate cost is 150. Other fees, sticker per piece is 300, plaque per piece is 25. Reassessment fee for hotel, resort, and apartment hotel is 30,000. Reassessment fee for mabuhay and homestay 5,000 and loss certificate with request letter and affidavit of loss 150.
Accreditation in the accommodation sector, it has a certain standard of quality, safety, and secure. It provides assurance to the customer that the accommodation provider adhere to the specific criteria, enhancing trust and credibility in the industry, like just for example, the facilities and the services and overall guest experience. Next, we have the two types of accreditation. First is the star rating, which apply to the hotels, resort, and the apartment hotels. Just like for example, the 1-star, which is the basic accommodation, 2-star, it is the budget friendly, 3-star, it is a mid-range, 4-star, it is an upscale amenities. Last is the 5-star, which is the luxury or expensive amenities. Next, which is the mabuhay standard. It's a type of accommodation and facilities, just like for example, accommodation and facilities, services and quality, safety and services, environmental sustainability. Last is the local culture and sensitivity. Also, star rating system was launched on 2012 and support DOT facilities reforms to formulate and enforce standards that are consistent with the local and international standard. Next, we have the 7 dimension of the hotel and resort. First is the arrival and departure. Second is the public area, bedrooms, bathrooms, food and beverage, amenities, and last, the business practices. Next, we have the accommodation establishment must meet the both mandatory and minimum requirements. First, we have the mandatory requirements, including the following: hotel name, that the visible room is in the street, clearly designated parking area, all public area are air conditioned except in the area where evaluation is 2,000 feet above sea level. Next, we have at least one PWD room establishment with up to 150 rooms and one additional PWD rooms from every 100 room thereafter. Next, we have the functioning the hot and cold water and bath shower. Next, we have the breakfast room, emergency and fire evacuation providers, backup generator and emergency power. Last, we have the compliance with fire code, environmental code, air population, accessibility law, and other law. Next, we have the minimum requirements, including the following: minimum bed size. First, we have the 1-star at least 16 square meter, 2-star at least 18 square meters, 3-star at least 20 square meters, 4-star at least 25 square meters. Last, the 5-star at least 30 square meters. Valid parking for 4 to 5-star, 24 hours reception service for 3 to 5-star, full service restaurant open 7 days a week for 3 to 5-star. Next, we have the National Accommodation Standard incorporate business practices to meet sustainable and inclusion criteria, such as the following: safety system accommodation to respond to natural disaster and man-made threat. Next, we have the environmental management system to reduce waste. Next, we have the local employment with a minimum of 80% of workers from within the region. Next, we have the local purchasing with a minimum of 30% of supplies sourced from within the region. Next, we have the green purchasing with a minimum of 20% food and beverage laundry service. Last, we have the minimum width of 30 inches from door to accommodate wheelchairs. That would be all.
ANAHAW certification. The ANAHAW certification was launched in 2018 as certification for green business practices. It was a pattern after the zero carbon resorts. The certification consists of LEED level, with 5 has the highest, based primarily on energy, water and air resources, operation and maintenance, and waste management. Key indicator include kilowatt hour per guest night for energy consumption and cubic meter per guest night for water consumption. These goals could be achieved through the use of solar panels, energy efficient air conditioning, water saving, shower heads, and faucets. It also involves architectural design that promotes passive cooling through natural ventilation and light. The implementation of these measures translate into significant carbon emissions and operational savings. Level 1 certified resorts can realize up to 29% saving, while a level 5 resorts can save by as much as 50%. Some example of ANAHAW awarded established are the Luyon Beach and Mountain Resorts, Palawan, for level 4, and Shangri-La Mactan Resorts and Spa, Cebu, for level 3. Certification of tourism skills. The authority to certify the competence of tourism workers rests on the Technical Education and Skill Development Authority. The basic procedure for obtaining the certification by new applicants is listed as follows. Apply for assessment at any TESDA accredited assessment center or TESDA district or provincial office near your location. Submit the documentary requirements, accomplish application form, fill out self-assessment guide of your chosen qualification, and 3 colored and passport size picture on white background with color and with name printer at the back. 3. Pay the assessment fee. 4. Take the assessment test. 5. Get the competency assessment result. 6. If you pass the assessment, apply for certification at the TESDA district provincial office where the assessment center venue is under jurisdiction. 7. Claim the national certification and certificate of competency. A tourism worker who does not pass the assessment or who is not confident in passing the assessment should attend a DOT accredited training course. The training center and trainer must be DOT accredited. Here is the set of competencies with example provided required for national competency for travel service. Basic competencies: participate in workplace communication, work in a team environment, solve and address general workplace problems, develop career and life decisions, contribute to workplace innovation. Common competencies: develop and update industry knowledge, observe workplace hygiene procedures, perform computer operation. Perform workplace and safety practices, provide effective customer service. Core competencies: capture, record, and respond to travel service requests. Create travel-related reservation and transactions. Assist in travel documentation preparation. Process the issue insurance of passage tickets and other travel-related documents.
Certification of schools and providing tourism and hospitality education. Other basic requirements include the Dean or director of the program, coordinator, and faculty must have at least a master's degree in hospitality management, tourism, business management, and aligned programs, and prescribed years of industry experience. The library must have a description of 2 foreign journals and 2 journals in tourism and hospitality specialized field, and facilities, equipment, and supplies for the front office, housekeeping, kitchen, food and beverage, and food production for BS Hospitality Management. Types of HEI. According to CMO number 46 as 2012, there are 3 types of HEI. Autonomous higher education institute are educational institute that have a certain degree of independence and self-governance in education making processes. This autonomy often extends to academic, administrative, and financial matters, allowing this institute to adapt more flexibility to changing educational needs and priorities. The regulated higher education institute typically refers to institutions that have been granted greater freedom from government regulations and oversight in various aspects of their operations. This can be include autonomy in setting tuition fees, tuition fees, designing courses, and managing internal affairs. The regulations aims to enhance flexibility and responsiveness within the higher education sector. Regulated higher education institute are institutes that operate under government regulations and oversight. These regulations may cover areas such as curriculum, standards, accreditation, tuition fees, and overall governance. Government bodies of educational authorities often impose these regulations to ensure quality, standards, and compliance with educational policies within the higher educational sector.